Hello everyone. Welcome once again to another data analysis dashboard related tutorial. And in this part, we are learning about creating a dashboard like this on Power BI. So this is an interactive dashboard where you can select any country and find out the listed restaurants in that country. You can also find out on the basis of table booking whether they allow table booking or not, cuisine wise, which are the most famous restaurants, or in which city there are most number of restaurants, what is the average rating per cuisine, how many votes are received, what are the total number of cuisines in a particular area or in a particular table booking, how many of them accept online delivery or not. So everything will be explained, how to format these type of visuals, how to create these type of card visuals, stacked bar charts, the column charts, everything will be explained. So let's get started. So to get started with data analysis, obviously the first thing is data collection. If you will simply search Zomato on kaggle.com, you will find various URLs. For example, this particular user on Kaggle has given the information that the data is collected using Zomato API, and he has given a special thanks to Zomato API also. From here you can download the data, and after downloading the data we provided some cleaning to it, and we have this data. So let me explain it to you. Here you can see we have restaurant ID. Every restaurant has the restaurant ID, a country code. So the country code provided in this column will be linked with the country ID in this table. Okay, so these two tables are related table, and for every country we have a country code. So you will see how the model will be created in Power BI when we'll do this. And obviously the city name of that country, the locality verbose, the longitude, latitude, this type of values will help us in creating creating map charts. And here the cuisines are given, like in that restaurant, what type of cuisines are available. American, Italian, American pizza, bakery, North Indian, South Indian, this type of cuisines are there. So the currency in which the restaurant operates, whether the restaurant has table booking, yes or no. This is another categorical value. Whether the restaurant has online delivery, yes or no. Is it delivering now? Okay, at the time of receiving the data, is delivering, yes or no. And switch to order menu is no. So this column will not be too much use for us. Price range is given 1, 2, 3, 4, and number of votes are given, and average cost for two. What is the average cost for two along with the currency? Rating count of this is the rating, so we can find the average rating or restaurant ID wise rating. And here is the date key for opening, and here you have these 8 different columns. Okay, cuisine 1, cuisine 2, cuisine 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here, if cuisine 1 is North Indian, you know, pizza, or these type of values are given. If that restaurant also orders cuisine 2 Chinese, some restaurant order North Indian, Mughlai, Chinese, fast food. So this is given here. Some also give ice cream. So on the basis of this, we can, you know, uh, make other type of changes. We also have created this sample asset, this sample image, which we will use in our dashboard. So link to download this asset will also be given to you, and link to download the data and information of the data will be given to you. So here is the data set, like column names, observation, and link to download the data set. Everything is given here. So let's get started straight away with Power BI. and simply connect the dataset since it's a Excel file. So we'll use the Excel workbook connector. So we have simply connected the data, and in the data, obviously because we created one table here, so that table name is appearing. So in table design, if you will go, you will see this is table name. But we have two sheets, so we can also connect these two sheets. We'll simply select sheet 1 and sheet 2. Okay, and here it is giving suggested tables, country ID, country name. So obviously we have selected these two right now, and we will simply load the data. It is loading. So we have sheet 1 and sheet 2. So obviously sheet 2 is just the country information. So we will rename this table as restaurants, and we will rename this table as countries. Okay, this way we have now two tables. In Power BI, you have a report view, you have a table view, and you also have a model view. You can see in model view, it has automatically created a model. Okay, so when you will take your mouse over to this, so this may be already there in the Excel file. That's why we don't have to create this. Otherwise, you can manage the relationship, and in relationship, in restaurant table, select country code. In countries table, select country ID, and tell that it's a many to one relationship, because in countries table, one in for every country one ID will be there, one value will be there. But in the restaurants table, that country will have many records. Majority of them will be in India. Click OK, close. Okay. So now the model is created, and we can begin analyzing our data, preparing the dashboard. So as we always do most of the times, that we insert a simple shape and use that shape as a header. So we'll do something similar this time also, and we'll use this much. And based on the brand that we are analyzing, we'll try to use some color. So in a style, let's select a red or more red matching color. So let's use this one. And here we will bring our image, the particular file that we just showed you. So we'll just simply select the image and use it here. Okay, so you can use it like this as well. It's a transparent image, so we can put it over our, and we can give it some kind of 3D effect. And here we will simply use Zomato restaurants analysis. Okay, and it is a dark background, so we are going to use a color that is light, make it bold, and align it to center, and simply put it on the card. Now in this particular text also, first of all we'll increase its size. Okay, let's say we want to increase its size to 32, so that it is clearly visible and readable, and align to center. And then for this text box also, we will put a background color of same background color that we selected earlier. Okay, so we have a simple header for us. Now we will start preparing some KPIs. The first KPI that we can use is number of restaurants. Okay, so here we will simply put a card. In the card, we will just put restaurant IDs and count of distinct restaurant IDs. Okay, so you can use count distinct here, count distinct, and that will not make too much difference, but this is what we are going to do. And for its styling, what we have done is here in the callout value, we have used the same color. Okay, text wrap is on, source spacing is on, category label is also on. It has font size 12. It has bold, uh, you know, styling, font style, and color is also the same. You can use any color here. In your general tab, title is off. In your effect, visual border is on and shadow is on. The shadow color we have used is this color. If you will use a different shadow color, it will give you a different kind of effect. Okay, so it's your choice. And here in effects, shadow, the offset is inside. Offset you can use outside. If you will use outside offset, it looks like this. And if you use inside offset, then the shadow goes inside and looks like a 3D button kind of thing. You can also increase thickness of your border, but this is something that we have done. And in your display name, we will simply say restaurants, which or hashtag restaurants, which means number of restaurants. Okay. So in this data set, we have total of 9,551 restaurants. And we can copy this and copy 4 or 5 times because we have other KPIs or other type of parameters to display here as well. Okay, so and make sure their height and everything is aligned. So this guiding tool will help you in aligning them properly. Now we have total number of restaurants. We also have cities. Okay, so here we will remove restaurants and just drag cities. So it is selecting first city. Instead of first city, we will count distinct cities. So this is count of city 141. Obviously, this is making sense. So we will not change this. Otherwise, you can uh, write something like cities, number of restaurants, number of cities. So let's say hashtag cities, which is number of cities. In the similar way, we also want to analyze how many distinct countries are there. Okay, so here we will just close this, and from here we will bring countries. So for countries we have country code, and obviously the country code will be equal to count of country code will be equal to count of restaurants. But if you will count distinct, so this will give you distinct count of countries, and here we will write hashtag countries. Okay, then next thing is rating. So in rating, if you will simply think what measure will we use, so obviously it will give sum of ratings which will not make sense. So we want to see what is average rating per restaurant. Okay, and rename this visual as average rating. Okay, so we forgot to hit enter. Here just write average rating, hit enter. So we have total 9,551 restaurants in the data set in 141 different cities in 15 different countries, and average rating per restaurant is 2.89. Okay, and when you have rating, you also want to show based on how many reviews or votes is this rating calculated. So here we will bring sum of votes, or as we are doing hashtag votes, which is number of votes. Okay, We'll copy it one more time and we will try to find out how many distinct cuisines are there. Okay. So in the categorical values, it always shows the first value or the last value, but we'll count distinct. And this is total number of cuisines. So in the data set, based on all restaurants, we have these many cuisines. So 1826 different cuisines are there. Okay. Let me shift it a little bit to the right, and you can adjust this accordingly. Okay. We will save this as restaurant data analysis dashboard, and you can give it any name as per your analysis that you are doing. Now, whenever you are analyzing data, you always want to put some slicers. Slicers work as filters. Okay. So in slicer, you can bring a categorical field. So here you will see we have country name in the other table, and we have country code and country ID in these tables. Okay. So if obviously we are analyzing data from the restaurants table, but if two tables are related and the relationship is there, so you can bring field from another table into this. Okay. And similarly we can go to general tab, and in slicer setting we can enable multiple select, single select, show all button. Okay. In values we can select font color, and we can make it bold, so you can see different restaurant names. You can also increase the size. Okay. We also have a title here, so this is country name written. So we'll go to visual, and in slicer header we can increase country name here and make it bold, and you use the similar type of font color. The slicer value that we are seeing here will come from this particular field value. So we'll rename for this visual as country. There is no need to write country name. It is self-explanatory. We have the country name here. Okay. And what we can do, we can bring this slicer here and adjust its width so that it fits our requirement. And for this slicer, we will go to general tab, effects, shadow, and shadow color. We'll choose an offset inside as we have done for other values. Okay. And since we have more space here, so we will simply increase the space. So this way we have the country slicer, and we will also enable a visual border. So in effects, and visual border color is something that we will choose according to the theme. So in effect, in your visual border theme. So many students actually requested us to give all the formatting steps. So that's why we are doing this. So this way, let's say in Australia, we have data of 23 cities and the average rating is 3.66. In Brazil, it is 3.85. Okay. We have only three cities, but in India, we have total of 8,642 restaurants. You can see the filter is also working properly. This is the advantage of having a slicer filter here. Okay. Next is we will try to find out count of cuisines and average rating by cuisines. Okay. For this, we have brought the line and stacked column chart. In line and stacked column chart, there is x-axis. So on x-axis, we have written name of cuisines. You can see. So on x-axis, you have names of cuisines like North Indian, Chinese, Chinese, fast food, and so on. Okay. On x-axis, you have that. Then it asks for column of y-axis. So because in this chart there is a column and line chart. Okay. So for column, we have created count of cuisines. And for line axis, we have selected rating, and in rating, we have selected the average value. In column Y, we have selected the count of cuisines. So this way, a graph like this will be created. Obviously, we have done some styling here. So in x-axis values, you can see color is black color, values is 9. Okay, title is off. In your layout, the minimum category width is 23%. If you will increase this or decrease this, you will see more values there based on its selection. And on y-axis, we have not done anything. Values are off, are off. In legends, okay. So legend position is top center. If you can put bottom center, you can put bottom left, bottom center, bottom right, wherever you want to choose, you can put that. In your text that is given, so we can increase the size a little bit. Title, we have used, we have emptied the title. If you will write something, okay, that will appear here. We don't want any legend title. In your columns, we have chosen this color, okay, and you can increase transparency here to give a different type of color value in order to show the data more clearly. But from here you can choose transparency. In your layout, we have always the space between categories is 20%. So markers are on. If markers are on, you will see this type of markers, and apply setting to all series. The shape of marker is selected at diamond. You can also select a square shape. You can also select the round shape. Whatever shape you prefer, you can select. And the color for shape, you can select default, or you can select a different color. Let's say select a red color. Okay. So whatever color you want to select for markers, you can select accordingly. Now your data labels are applied, and in your value setting, you have given this color to your values. Okay. So that what you are seeing. You can also select according to your theme. So we are selecting a value that is more clearly visible, and other things are similar. Now what other things we have done here is in your general enable title, and in your title it is written count of cuisine and average of rating by cuisines. Okay, and its background color is chosen as this color, and text color is chosen as white color. So it is available. We'll just reduce it to 17 and align it to center. So this way you have the count of cuisines and average of rating by cuisines, and you can see for some of the cuisines average rating is 3.0. Okay, so let's zoom it. For example, for Italian it is 3.7. For fast food and burger also it is high. Okay, here pizza fast food it is 2.77. So obviously based on different restaurant, different localities, it is there. We want to see, let's say in India, so you can see in India you have higher rating for almost, if you omit India, but in India you can see the higher rating is lower. In Canada, okay, you can see for Chinese Canadian is 3.0. 4.3 for Italian pizza is highest. In Philippines, you can see 4.7. For some restaurants, it is 4.9. So Japanese sushi is highly rated, and Filipino or Mexican is highly rated in Philippines. Okay. In Qatar also you can see something like Chinese is highly rated, and this is according to data. So you are analyzing various demographic choices of people also, and based on this data, suppose a new restaurant owner wants to open a restaurant, so this type of data will help that restaurant owner in finding out. Suppose that restaurant owner is opening a restaurant in Sri Lanka, so they can analyze the data and try to find out what their audience prefer. Okay, so this is something that will help them. So just as we have created this particular chart using the line and a stacked column chart. We can also use a clustered bar chart. Okay, so in your clustered bar chart, we can simply put our clustered bar chart here, and in our clustered bar chart, let me just adjust it. Obviously, I'll do the styling. So in our cluster bar chart, on x-axis, we can bring city names. Okay. So for example, every city name will appear here. Okay. And and actually, since it's a clustered bar, so on y-axis we will bring the city name, and on x-axis we will bring count of restaurants. Okay. So we have restaurant ID. We can bring count of restaurants. So this way you will have a data like this, which will show you information of count of restaurants by city. Okay. And obviously we can go here and in bars we can apply different colors. In general setting, go to effect and apply shadow and borders. Let us do the styling. So after doing little bit of styling, we can see now we have the data. So this is city-wise count of restaurants. Obviously, for this type of chart, let's say you create a map chart. So let's select this and create a map chart. Okay. So in map chart also you will see data like this. So what this data is representing, here you can see a bubble here. So here every country represent a bubble size. So for every city we have a bubble size like 20, 20. Okay. And for one particular city you can see a very big bubble which is 5473. So the number of restaurants in this data set for Delhi are the most number of restaurants, and you can also see, different other cities also. In this case, what will happen in the map chart, your location will be obviously the city, a geographical value, and in your bubble size you will bring count of restaurants. So if you prefer this graph, you can choose this. Okay, and you will see, instead of select all, if we'll select for example India, so it will zoom to that country. Canada, it will zoom to that country. In your map settings, you can also select different type of values, for example grayscale or light or dark, Arial. Okay, whatever you prefer. So if you prefer this, you can choose accordingly. I will simply go with grayscale here, so that it kind of matches our theme also, and it is good for us. So as we use the clustered bar chart and calculated the city wise count of restaurants, we can also find cuisine wise count of restaurants. So here is our cluster bar chart. On y axis we will bring cuisines, and on x axis we will bring count of restaurants. Remove any filter that is applied. So this is cuisine wise count of restaurants, and the styling is same as we did earlier. You can see most of the restaurants are offering North Indian cuisine in this data set, and then 511 North Indian Chinese, then Chinese fast food, North Indian Mughal or Mughlai 334, and you can see, so the least value that we have is like Cafe Mexican, this type of values. Okay, so obviously you can reset the data like this, and obviously if you will select a different country, you will get a different data here. Okay, in for example in South Africa, in the data set we have three Mexican restaurants. Almost number of restaurants are Mexican, and the cuisine cafe burger is highly rated. Similarly, we can also see an important categorical value here, which is has table booking, has online delivery. Okay, so for that we can create a pie chart. Sorry, I selected wrong chart here. So here we will bring a pie chart, adjust its height and width. So in pie chart you can select in the legend, let's say has online booking. Okay, has online delivery, no. Let's select all first. So you can see we have two options, has online delivery, and here in values we will select how many restaurants. So count of restaurants. You can see count of restaurants by has online delivery. Okay, we'll definitely go to title and change this, and number of restaurants by number of restaurant online delivery, or we can simply say online delivery. There's no need to write anything else. So online delivery, yes or no. Obviously the styling part is there, so sometimes this is repetitive. So I will just pause this and style the different colors in slices. Let's choose a different color. So anytime we can zoom and see that 74.34% of restaurants do not have online delivery. Obviously this is old data also, but based on that data we can see that most of the restaurants listed here don't have online delivery. And we will enable visual border, shadow color, this inside, and we have something like this. And similarly we can create a donut chart also. Donut chart and pie chart almost have the same purpose. And in the donut chart we will simply bring, in legend we will bring has table booking or not. Okay, so has table booking, and in values we will simply select restaurant ID. Here also we'll just change the slice color so that it matches its neighbor. And here in general, in title, we will make the text color as white and background color as red. And and whenever you are choosing a border in effects, so in your visual border you can also increase the radius. Okay, if you want, this is optional. So here also we will general effects. Obviously here the border radius is 12 pixel. In effects, shadow, color we will choose is this color, and inside. So we have a simple data dashboard for us where we can see the restaurant data analysis. And if you want to bring more filters, for example, something else that you want to bring as a filter, so you can make a space here and bring as a filter, for example. So for example we have a column called date key opening. Okay, this is the values written are obviously date values, but underscore is written. So first we will try to change its format, and you can see only text format is available. From here we will say it's a date. With this data type change, your data will be stored differently. This may cause a loss of data or precision. You can restore the column by refreshing the table. Do you continue? Let's say so it cannot automatically convert it because obviously how the name is written. So we'll try a different approach for this. We go to transform data. Okay, and in our date key value, so wherever that is, we will right click and we will replace values. Value to find is underscore and replace with a hyphen. Okay, click OK. So now every underscore value here is replaced with a hyphen, and here if we will go and in our query itself we'll say it's a date, so it will accept our request. Now no problem, close and apply. Okay, and it has created a simple date hierarchy for us. So what we are trying to do here, we will bring from visualization, we will bring a filter. So the filter that we are bringing here is slicer. So let's reposition it here. In this slicer, the field that we will bring is year. We can also bring quarter, and we'll go to the slicer settings, and a styling will be drop down. So year is all or 2013, 2014. In selection, we always enable select all. I always do because this gives the user to kind of reset the data, or you have to create a reset button which we have demonstrated in different video. I will provide a link to that in the description. So this way you can select restaurant wise. So for example, the latest data we have is of 2018. So you can see when we are in 2018, what is the value here, 2017, 2016, 15. Okay, so on the basis of this, you will be able to see how many restaurants are being added in which country every year in the database. Okay, and you can always I- for this filter also you can uh, go to slicer setting, and in the values obviously change the font color to something that we are using, make it bold. Okay, for your slicer header also font color to something, make it bold, and we have this data, then we can keep it like this. So this is restaurant, and we'll just give a shadow so that it kind of feels like it's also part of our data. Shadow, a visual border, color of the border, a shadow, color inside. Okay, so this is something that we have now created, and it is all working. For example, 2011 India, 995 restaurants were there. Again, most of them were in New Delhi and then Gurgaon, and most of them were North Indian, uh, cuisine based or Chinese. So this is a simple Zomato restaurant analysis data which we have created, and here we can explore the data and find out various metrics related to the data. Obviously, we will create another part of this data where we will include more statistics. And if you like this video, please show your support by subscribing to our channel and liking this video. It kind of helps us. And what other type of dashboards do you want us to create? Please suggest just in the comment section also, so that we can create more data analysis videos for you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.